Hey everyone, it's Army Gaming. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to Monster Legends. Welcome to an exclusive first look at the brand new Galactic Tales monster. I think there's two ways to say his name. Georgelato or Georgelato. I think I like saying Georgelato, like really getting that gelato emphasis. But yeah, this is going to be the Tails monster. He is a water monster. He's going to be available in a week, so hopefully this video can help you figure out whether or not you want to start saving your gems to get the monsters. Tails monsters are very easy to get, assuming you have the gems for it. Watch any of my previous Tails videos if you are new to the channel. With that being said, huge shout out to SP for giving me everything I need to make this video. They provided the monster all the cells needed to take him to rank 5. Any gems I use will be reimbursed. And they also provided the food to feed this monster all the way to level 150. Alright guys, Georgelato. He is literally a melting ice cream, which is perfect considering the summer heat. Oh, cute little Georgelatos. Meet Georgelato. He's the sweetest monster inhabitant of Monstown, or so he likes to think. He's also the coolest, and that may be true. Deadly cool. That's always been Georgelato's problem. He always tries to be sweet and cool, but every time he tries to do something nice for someone else, he ends up brain freezing them. By the lore, it would make it seem like he has freezing skills. Alright, oh, speaking of freezing, cold blood. Skills will bypass taunt and megataunt. We'll come back to this. So first off, you are an abomination monster. You've got to watch out for those abomination hater monsters. You can't get frozen. You're too cool for that. You're immune to freeze. But you have cold blood. This is the newest and latest positive effect we've seen, and now it's a trait. So this monster can permanently bypass taunt and megataunt. It doesn't matter if there's a taunt or megataunt monster. You can attack whoever you want. That is very awesome. It's like a pierce, but only for taunt and megataunt. So obviously, if the monster has evasion, you still won't be able to hit it. You'll still be able to target the monster, but you won't be able to actually hit them with whatever skill you want to hit. At rank 5, your whole team is immune to freeze. That is amazing. And you also get a pyrophobic shield on yourself. You can only be damaged by the fire elements. Wow, talk about a really good trait. Alright, the cold blood is definitely the most interesting because that's so far something we haven't really played around with. The biggest reason to get Lumoona is because she also has cold blood. She can apply cold blood, possess someone, and then the cold blood disappears. But that's great because you can deny anyone you want. Alright, let's take a look at stats. Okay, so first of all, comparing George to the other galactic monsters, as you can see, life is good, speed is good, power is so-so. Alright, but let's compare it also to the Blossom Mythics. So in terms of a life stat, we're looking at 140,847, which is tied with that of Lumoona and Brigader Holter. In terms of a power stat, as I scroll down, this is the second weakest, I guess I would say, from the Galactic era, beating Parrobot, who has a power stat of 10,472. Oh, tied with that of Lumoona, look at that. And then speed stat is where him and Lumoona differ. So Lumoona has 8690, whereas you have 8558. Honestly, it's such a slight difference that it doesn't even matter. If you have this monster and you're on offense, you activate Rune Guard, you get the advantage. So all runes being equal, you just activate Rune Guard and you have the advantage. But yeah, you are one of the fastest monsters in the game. 1, 2, 3, 4. You're the 5th fastest overall. Good but wrong. Deals low water damage to an enemy, applies damage reduction to an enemy. So monsters inflict 25% less damage. Spam mode skill also requires no stamina whatsoever. Sweet and Strong applies Freeze Hater to itself, so you can give yourself triple damage against any enemy monster that is frozen. No stamina, no cooldown. Syrup Smoothie deals moderate water damage to an enemy, applies Freeze to one enemy. So cool, we have a denier. Yeah, so you have two options. Go with George or go with Lumoona. Lumoona has access to Possession, which I personally love Possession more than I like Freeze. But keep in mind, we are in a Galactic era, and SP is probably going to be releasing a lot of Abomination monsters. So there's a good chance a lot of them are going to be immune to Possession. The cool thing about George is that he is Abomination, so he's immune to Possession, and then he has that Team Freeze immunity. So he would actually counter an enemy Lumoona and an enemy George thanks to the Team Freeze immunity. So yeah, I think if you had to pick between the two, go with George. He doesn't cost $30. You can get him in the Tails event. All you need is a minimum of like 160 gems, and you're good to go. Or if you have even more gems, you could get him at a higher rank. But yeah, here we have Syrup Smoothie. So you can basically freeze whoever you want. Obviously, the big issue is like if the enemy has Hardy and Tough, Bulwark, you can't deny them. But just run someone on your team that increases your accuracy or something, you know? So easy ways around everything. Sugar Coated Foot applies Freeze Hater to an ally, removes negative effects from an ally. So this is cool because typically what you like to do is you want to triple damage your monster, your attacker, and then your attacker does like an AoE. So you have a Pierce monster. If there's a huge threat to where, like, let's say the turn order, like this is what's really crazy about this monster. Let's say the turn order is George, then the enemy monster, and then your attacker, right? Typically, if you run a monster that does triple damage to your attacker, and then your attacker attacks, but if the enemy is going next in the turn order and might interrupt that, what you can do now is, instead of doing triple damage buff, what you do is Syrup Smoothie, you freeze the next monster in the turn order of the enemy, your attacker still gets to go and attack the enemy, and then you cycle back, and then maybe you apply a freeze hater or something. Now obviously the enemy won't be frozen, so that's where the brain freeze comes in, a mega freeze. So if you do brain freeze, the enemy monster is frozen, it goes to your Pierce monster attacks or whatever, it goes back to George then does Sugar Coated Fun on your attacker. Oh no, it still probably wouldn't work because then that's the second turn. Darn it, we tried. I guess you just Mega Freeze like a slower monster or something, but there's interesting things you can do. Maybe you turn transfer. There's a lot of different little mechanics you can do. But yeah, this actually has a Fortune cooldown. I think the good thing about Brain Freeze is SP did good. It doesn't deal damage, so once again, you're not triggering talents, you're not triggering relics. Alright, so you can Mega Freeze an enemy monster and not worry about residual kickback. It also does a total damage reduction, so maybe you go after the attacker. Maybe the enemy has Serpentex, right? Okay, you're going to try to freeze it. No, Cherub Cupid, he's a better example because he has Bulwark. Alright, you try to Mega Freeze him. The freeze didn't land, maybe total damage reduction landed. Or vice versa, maybe the Mega Freeze lands but not the total damage reduction. So, this is awesome. I'm loving this monster. Liquid Dulcet removes positive effects from an enemy, deals low water damage, applies major damage reduction. Once again, this monster can bypass Taunt and Mega Taunt. This cleanses first, then it deals low water damage, and then it does a major damage reduction. You never know what SP is going to release in terms of talents. What if they release a deny talent? Like, let's say a talent that says stuns the enemy. Okay, now you are going to be able to bypass Taunt and Mega Taunt, run Liquid to remove evasion, and then stun with your talent. It's possible. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but these are the kind of things and options that it opens up to. So that's very, very interesting. Mix and Mess applies freeze to one enemy first, then major damage reduction to all enemies twice. You really want that major damage reduction to land. That reduces damage output by 50%. Sugar Rusher removes negative effects from all allies and Freeze Hater and Precision. Nice! There's that increased accuracy you're after. Freeze Hater to the whole team and cleansing, more importantly, especially to counteract all the dots. We have a double freeze, so this obviously increases the likelihood of freeze landing, especially useful against Bulwark monsters. Thought Charisma deals low water damage, major damage reduction, and daze. So daze reduces damage output by 25% and accuracy. Major damage reduction is a 50%. So, I mean, gosh, like how much better could it get? So, major damage reduction is 50 and then daze is a 25. I want to say in total that's a 62.5 damage reduction. Yeah. And then major damage. And then are the other ones major too? And that one's total. Did he have a regular one? No, it's just the... Oh, and then you have this one. Like, it's possible... It's actually possible for the enemy to have damage reduction, major damage reduction, and daze. Crazy. Crazy, crazy. And then lastly, we have Melting Cream. Freeze to one enemy, damage reduction, and daze to all enemies. Oh my goodness. And again, dealing no damage. I love that SP made it deal no damage. Alright. So, super straightforward monster in terms of skills, I would say. We're going to do the Mega Freeze. Brain Freeze. We are going to do the cleansing to everyone. Sugar Rusher. You want to be able to cleanse everything. We are going to do removes all negative effects from one ally. One turn cooldown versus the AoE. Honestly, it'd be a good idea to have the one turn cooldown one. I think we're going to run the double freeze. Even though it deals damage, I think the ability to double freeze is useful. For that last and final skill, it's ultimately up to you. I don't think there's a right or wrong answer. I like being able to remove. Mega. I'd say maybe. Honestly, no. I probably would run Liquid in case we need to get rid of something. Maybe a monster has like triple damage buff or something. It's like, nope, let's cleanse that away. This could be cleansing or the double freeze. I'm gonna keep the double freeze. I think I have the AoE cleansing, so I'm fine. And then if you want to rock the damage reductions of the other free skills, totally up to you. He has a lot of skills to choose from, but this is what I like. In terms of relics, he doesn't have to worry about stamina. He can do Master Staff to recover stamina. He can do Slumpshire Trap to recover stamina, drain enemy stamina, choose your poison. This is a good monster to give. What do we give this monster? After damaging, target's life is below. Deals metal damage to all enemies. Applies Jarn and Bleed. I mean, considering you can attack whoever you want to, you could do this and deal damage to everyone and give some dots to the enemies. Make sure you're running a skill that actually deals damage. When the turn ends, any allies? Yeah, let's go with an armor to the team. Alright, so George is actually one of the few monsters that you actually are going to give him 3 speed runes, have him go first, have him deny the enemy monster, and that's it. Get to go. So, here we go. Boom. 3 speed runes on George. So, just for now, we're going to try this, but actually, we really want to go with a Serpentex or a Cherub Cupid. So, let's do that. We're just going to go with the Pierce. Alright. And yeah, I think this is going to be, of all the monsters that have been released during this Galactic era, I think undoubtedly he's the best. He's a little ugly looking, he's a little melted ice cream, but undoubtedly he's the best. Alright, so check this out. Check this out. Alright, we have that Pyrophobic Shield for 2 turns. So we're going to start by Brain Freezing. And here's what I meant. See how the turn order, it's not my Serpentex. It's Uriel, and then it's the enemy. And then it's finally me. So by Brain Freezing, I'm able to deal with that issue. Oh! Check this out, if I'm actually able to be faster, how fast am I? 31k, 20k. If I'm able to outspeed him, I would be able to give him the Freeze Hater before he attacks. So that'd be interesting. For now, I'm just going to go ahead and do my AoE. There we go. Uriel is still frozen, so he still can't do anything. And here's where, like, 25 damage. Here's like, man, maybe I should cleanse. You know, maybe I should freeze. This is the cleansing. And major damage reduction. Or maybe I should cleanse. Or, how much dots do I have? What negative effects do I have? Stun, Mega Stun, Nano, Sandstorm. Oh my gosh. Sugar Rusher. Let's cleanse that. Heck no. And I have the Freeze Hater. So now I do even more damage against him. In this case though, here let's go for a Denial. Nice. So we cleanse. We were able to stun. He's as good as dead. I can go ahead and cleanse over here. Major damage reduction. It's cool considering how fast I am. I cleanse. And let's say, let's not do anything with Serpentex. It goes back to me. And then I'm just able to freeze. And then he's denied again. Like, that's what this monster is bringing back denial. By himself, he brings back deny meta. By himself. Look at that. Gosh. Alright, don't. Alright, let's try again. Hopefully without winning on accidents. Now, when I exit out in time, it still counts as a loss for me. Alright, who do we have here? Oh, look, they have evasion at the start of the battle. So, unfortunately, that is something I cannot deal with, right? If the enemy has evasion, the best thing you can honestly do is just, one, I can remove positive effects, or I can remove all the negative effects on my team. Looking at the enemy turn order, this is gonna hurt. I wonder if I should just do the major damage reduction, and that can help me stay alive. So let's try it. We're gonna do Liquid on Volt. All right, remove positive effects. Demonic, that's fine. Did the major damage reduction land? We'll see right now. Yeah, that wasn't that. Oh, look how weak that was. Oh, that was super weak. Major damage reduction, everyone. 50k volts. Okay, nope, it wasn't enough to stump him. Almost, though. Wow, man. Okay, he's dead. Volt is dead. Dark Shocks. What did help is that major damage reduction helped me enough to the point where I was then able... Wait, hold on. Burn, Sunburn. I think they're all immune to dots and everything. Darn it. We'll just do triple over here. The major damage reduction helped for my king to stay alive long enough. So that's the good thing. Keep in mind I have that Pyrophobic Shield. So as you saw, that 0 from the 1 dot, but unfortunately another dot was fire-based, so it killed me. I think it was Ignite. Alright, so yeah, can't deal with evasion. That's the one thing. But we're not here to deal with evasion. We're here to deal with this guy right here. A Taunt monster. Alright, but once again, we have Elvira and Taunt, so they all have evasion. I think the smartest thing to do would be just to cleanse right away. Or I could, looking at the turn order... Oh, I get to go before Uriel. So let's say I wanted to freeze Uriel. So what we're going to do first is cleanse that away. There we go. Alright, check this out. You did evasion again? Come on. Alright. Let's give dots to Uriel. Nope, miss. Alright, I think we're going to cleanse. Too much dots on my side. There it is, and I get the freeze hater and everything. I can do Mega Freeze next turn. I think we're going to increase my life. Biggest rock. Okay. And then hard as diamond. Demonic Angel, that's all fine by me. Alright, now we can Mega Freeze or do the guaranteed freeze, essentially, almost guaranteed. I think, oh, we get 2 turns actually. So let's Mega Freeze Uriel. There it is, look at that. And then I have the Freeze Hater. So I could have actually gone over Albiro. That would have been smarter for showcasing purposes. Whoops, misclick. That was a misclick. Alright, let's cleanse all this stuff from you. It's annoying how much stuff you have. Repent Sinner. Yeah, George is awesome. I love the monster. He's my favorite of the new era. He's awesome. Let's do this. Finally awaken. Let's attack you. Look at poor Uriel still being frozen. And let's freeze him again. That is great. No rest for sinners. Alright, and I can cleanse. I should be able to cleanse again. Sugar Rush, and thus saving my king. Alright, let's finish off Uriel. No rest for you. Alright, let's... What is that? Rest block. Let's remove your positive effect. He keeps the max life increase. You can't cleanse that away, so that must be a bug. Let's heal. Alright, yeah, it helps that I'm so fast, because then I can set up the Freeze Hater. Watch, Mega Freeze, 2-turn freeze. Ooh, I got my ult. Sometimes Madness. Applies Mega Freeze, restores cooldown, activates cooldown on the enemy as well. Boom. Ooh, look how much damage I dealt thanks to that. Recharge. King's Assault. It's crazy. We're just going to keep recharging. We'll save this for next turn. Evasion. Alright, so remove positive effects. Recharge. Recharge. Sugar Rusher. Freeze Hater. Hard as Diamond. Demonic. Recharge. Summertime Madness. That's a song name. Oh, miss. Recharge. Recharge. Have the Freeze Hater. 1.15 mil. Boom. Abomination Slayer. Alright, let's cut our day. I mean, as you can see, great monster. Just the fact that you can go and Mega Freeze or do the twice freeze in case you're really worried around Bullrock hard and tough. You're good to go, guys. You're good to go. Alright. In this case, Galvanus is annoying. Is he worth freezing? I think he's worth freezing. Since I have Sunburn, here's a good example. Since I have Sunburn and my accuracy is reduced, I'm just going to go for Sour Sorbet, which is a double freeze. Again, to increase the likelihood of freeze actually landing, this allows me to attack. And I get to do an AoE, finish him off. So that's him being dead once. I get to go next. I am going to go with, let's say, Chirp Cupid is the one that scares me. So I'm going for the Mega Freeze / total damage reduction. And the Mega Freeze successfully lands. Good. And then he typically will do Nimbus. I can take that. He's frozen, so we stop Chirp Cupid from killing me. I'm going to heal. Torture immunity heals by 50%. And then I'm going to cleanse because I'm about to die. Yeah, so Sugar Brusher. Alright. And then we can attack you. Triple lethality. Looking at the turn order of everything, I will go for my AoE. Alright. Cherub Cupid comes back to life. I can, assuming I have a damage skill, actually, yeah, okay. So Liquid is my damage skill. We can finish him off. Alright. 3v1 Uriel, unless he reses, then I'll be in trouble. Holy res. Oh, Lust Wings. So yeah, you still gotta watch out for that, of course. But, I mean, overall, for the monsters been released, the Cold Blood is what puts them on another level, being able to freeze whoever you want. Having a Mega Freeze, having a Cleansing, having the dual freeze, not doing damage with the free skills. Love the monster. Damage reduction is also super useful. Great monster. Highly recommend everyone pick him up. Let me know what you guys think about him in the comments below. Thank you very much, and remember to subscribe.